world, they're still the team to beat this year.
That is huge from Boss. How's he alive? Unbelievable.
The mechanics look unbelievable.
Wow. In close range, 1, 2.
Less experience, but that boy can play.
Great distraction, Symantec and a draw wide. What a torpedo!
The main man for this roster, the loudmouth in the middle of the stage.
Hmble with the adaptation, with the lane switch.
If Hmble play like this, if they draft like this, they might be my favorite to win it all at this point. That was perfection from them.
So people are calling us LAN Warriors just because we have been winning every single LAN lately.
Your champions, Hmble!
It's fine that people are calling us LAN Warriors.
Maybe a lot of players are like getting focused on the crowd and like making some movements, but no, I'm just focused on my gameplay.
I don't really feel pressure on stage because I am already pretty seasoned at the LANs. As a matter of fact, I've participated at 14 LANs, which is like a lot. Most of the time, like I learned how to block out the community, how to block out everything around you and solely focus on the game and what's happening and what's most important right now. I must say though, there are first moments still that like really put my adrenaline at the highest level as most importantly. Probably the highest adrenaline I had was against Worlds 2024 against SK in the semis.
We got 3-1. We got really good drafts there, and it just unforgettable because SK and Hmble always has like that rivalry in Europe. We're like top 1, top 2 all the time, like fighting in finals.
Death as Hmble pushed them back yet again. Joker at 400 eventually has to fall. Here's the slash teaming for Lenar, but that is just not going to cut it. Yoshi steps up. But those who humble themselves will be exalted. Symantec and the boys are headed to their first grand final.
For the first time ever, I looked at my hands and I realized how much adrenaline I have because my hands were not like that. They were like this. And I've never realized that by myself, how much I was shaking and how much adrenaline I actually have by beating SK there and making it to a grand finals. And that was actually still a crazy feeling for me.
Back then in 2023, when I was playing with Hmble, we lost the last chance qualifier to SK 3-0, but we still managed to win the Snapdragon Pro Series with Filippo, so that was my first trophy. I was very happy about that.
Lukii goes skating though, and he doesn't mind. It's wide open. Symantec racing on the other end, but it's Hmble with the lead. They've lost this by a millisecond. Match point for Hmble. And our final seed have proven that Cinderella stories can happen in the final chapter of Brawl Stars 2023.
After losing SEQ in 2023, I honestly felt I wasn't enough or not good enough for that game, but as we already know, that kind of changed. When the year was ending, we get into the new year. They signed my contract without even knowing who my teammates are, so that gave me a lot of confidence for the next year. They believed in me and it went pretty well.
After the season, I talked with Lukii, and he was really obsessed of winning, and so he was not happy about the season. He actually won a trophy, and he got to LCQ, but he wanted to go Worlds. And I really saw in him myself and my ambition to do whatever it takes to reach the top. He was a talent that needed to be believed in, or actually it was a talent I really wanted to believe in. That's why I told him, Lukii, I want to build a roster around you. We are going for sure to Worlds in 2024.
I understood that the roster we had in 2024 was something special because I was playing with Boss at the start of the year. Like, we were a duo, we played some match arenas and we were doing pretty well. But then we found Symantec, he joined our team, we had some scrims and we basically destroyed everyone.
We have not lost any scrim, not even close to any single team. And it kept going like that for all the year. And I think on 2024 we lost like 1 or 2 scrims throughout the whole year. And of course, immediately in the first monthly final, quarterfinals, we play against the world champions for the esports there. Well, Zeta division still in that year, which is like, we beat them. Like, we beat the world champions of like literally some months ago, which is absolutely crazy.
Hmble come out on top. They will proceed to the semi-finals, and the world champions of the world go out at the first hurdle.
A huge huge victory for Hmble and an earth-shattering one for this region. This is not a trio, I feel like, based on previous teams that you would expect to come together. I like this revamp for Hmble. I think they've got some very strong players. I think Symantec safely, some of the most experienced and best you can add to the table.
Well, especially as well, as you mentioned, because, didn't make the LCQ with, Team Care, so a lot kind of went wrong for him last year, so time to wipe the slate clean. Lukii, one of the biggest rising stars for me in the EME regions.
As a smaller team going into the World Finals, I did not have the biggest expectations of us being like the fan favorite. We definitely were feared, but yeah, we did not have the biggest fans, especially if you have titans like Zeta Division there and SK Gaming and Totem, who got like 5 families and everything there. So coming to Worlds and us after winning our first group stage game, we go on the big stage and I just start hearing of the Hmble chants for the first ever time in my life. It's like, Hmble.
The Hmble crowd is loud. And Symantec already getting the round up. You love to see it.
And then throughout Worlds then, after we beat Pioneers, we kept going against SK and suddenly the whole stadium is cheering for us. And I was actually impressed by how many people are cheering for us. And of course it's because we're winning, but it's also because Hmble was really engaged in uniting all the fans for us, especially our CEO Alex.
Somehow I got the entire Chinese community that was there to cheer for us, and they were seriously screaming louder than me, and I didn't have a voice anymore.
So winning matches actually just feels great because you see that you are good, you just beat them, you're just better than them. But when it comes to important tournaments and important matches, it just even feels better because you prepare for that.
For LAN, we do train way more than for qualifiers and of course monthly finals.
We double the scrims, we have a bootcamp too, because Hmble just makes a bootcamp for we can be together for a week before the tournament, so we can actually just focus on that tournament. And when we have chill time, we just go to a swimming pool. The swimming pool is always working for us.
For the World Cup that we did and for Valencia LAN, we were just relax, take a chill and just make sure we perform at the highest level, and that's really important.
Growing up in a team with Boss and Symantec is a really nice thing because Symantec is our leader in and outside of the game. He's just a team captain. Wherever we go, he's doing it, or he's also giving the most callouts in game, and he's drafting as well. And Boss, he's also a really nice guy. Me and Boss, we're friends in and outside of the game, same as me and Symantec. We're also doing holidays together, in New York some months ago. We had a really nice time, and I think enjoying time with your team is just one of the most important things you can have.
I think that without trusting each other and without friendship, it's impossible to succeed in a team. That's also why we invested a lot in bootcamps, in media day, that are funny moments together. And I think that was a key factor in the success of the team.
Hmble is definitely different from all the other esports teams I was at so far because I was at, for sure, bigger organizations, way bigger, but it never felt like a family like it does in Hmble.
I think the best part from Hmble and what it changed from every other org is how close they treat you. Everyone, CEOs, anything managers, they just talk to you, they treat you way too good.
Since Hmble was my first org, I can't really compare them to different orgs. But it's my third year in Hmble now, and they offered us a lot of stuff. We're having a lot of fun. We are friends, not just in the game, but also outside of the game. We're doing some nice media days, and we're just enjoying the time being in Hmble.
One of the moments for sure, I immediately realized that they're really welcoming and heartwarming, or whatever word it is. It's the first bootcamp immediately when we did our media announcement, where they put a lot of effort to create this theme of medieval. They brought us costumes and everything. We had already a lot of fun just wearing the costumes and going around recording stuff and everything. But also the first step I took in the office was meeting everyone first time, and I didn't even know who the bosses were and anything because I joined Hmble for Lukii and Boss and Canaan and not for Hmble itself. So it's oh cool, you're that guy, cool and everything. And they were just all super welcoming, and yeah, literally bringing home cooked meals and everything for us, which is super cool, especially in Italian culture.
The love that we received throughout the years from the community was seriously unmatched. I had the chance of feeling it with my own hands, obviously online, but also during our events. For example, during the watch parties.
So many people came from everywhere from Italy, and that was amazing. I saw some dads cheering for us, a group of friends coming together, and everyone screaming was so loud in the room every time, and having this kind of interaction felt very heartwarming.
Hello. Hello. All good? Nice win. Nice win.
Also during the shows that we have on the stages, seeing the thousands of people, cheering for us, also amazing. And lastly, meet and greets. I think the guys enjoys that as well, taking pictures, having some chat with the community. Moving forward, obviously, I cannot wait for the LANs, but also all the events that we have planned for the community, the watch parties, the gaming conventions, to interact more with the community. So stay tuned, I guess.
The first thing that impressed me a lot was Symantec. He was much more humble than what I heard. I heard a lot of stuff about him on the previous team.
Since joining Hmble in 2024, I think I took a more leisurely approach to esports. And of course, I always give my best, always give 110% at improving myself, at improving with my team. But for me personally, I definitely took a lot of things more chill, which I have not in the past, which have led to multiple arguments or team disbandments in the past. So I try to take it way more chill this 2024 and try to communicate as much as with my team how we can make this team work and how we can be the best in the world.
Symantec though, he's fighting a demon today. A demon that has ravaged his past.
The thought of leaving Brawl Esports definitely crossed my mind a lot of times. I think one of the toughest moments, of course, is always getting kicked from a team, which is just... I think every single time it came unexpected, except probably for 2023, because LAN got picked up by SK, and then Drake told me no as well, so it was kind of like it faded into not having a team. Whereas in the other years, I either got left or kicked, which is really, really bad, honestly. Most importantly, SK 2022 was probably the most lowest I felt in my life, because I got kicked from a team which I thought was my home. I thought I'm on good terms with. I thought I will continue throughout the years more.
Symantec used to be the face of SK, and after being dropped, I'd be pretty upset too. I'm sure there's bad blood, and losing to a rival would be the absolute worst thing to happen for Symantec.
I was just thrown into the cold water immediately again, like out of nothing as well, because I got told like some days before that we're gonna stay as a team, and then some days after, like I'm chilling in my off season, I'm like, yo, you're out of the team. That really hurt. And as well, of course, with that, my Japanese Japan ESL Masters qualification was thrown out the window as well. Like, I did everything for that, and I didn't even play for it. It's like 2 dreams were really crushed immediately. I lose like my whole job and everything. That run became really unexpected. I had a lot of thoughts. A lot. First, I was in denial. I was like, was it a SK decision? Was like, to this day, I don't know. I got a lot of conflicting information. I tried, like, after I got kicked, to talk to the team, to the players, and they were like not available because they were celebrating Christmas, and they did not want to talk to my future, to like what happened with the team and everything, because they're celebrating and everything, which hurt me further because, like, brother, I just lost my job. And then with that as well came the 2023 season, where I joined in Foot, where in the second month final, I think was it, I beat SK. Like, I spin in my chair and everything. It was like a nice gift of that. And from then on, like, I tried to have like a redemption arc, like get revenge on SK. It worked out throughout the year, especially after the season was done. We fighted SK against Foot for the last slot for Worlds on the Gamescom LAN. We won against them. We got our spot. I felt really, really happy, but they came back at the World Finals, and I got reverse swept. I got BM'd on stage, which is fine. And most importantly, I got made a documentary out of my loss after getting kicked against them in a river sweep in the World Finals, which has like 1.2 million views, which is just... But I, of course, somehow, I don't even know how, my teammates are just goated for lifting me up, made it to Worlds and became a world champion. I got my revenge against them there. Now we are on good terms again, I hope. We also had a dinner together after World Cup and everything. And after being like so many grand finals together and players rotating and everything, it feels way better. Like a rivalry, but also a nice friendship against them.
With Symantec, it was pretty much love at first sight. Later on, I learned that he was like a true professional, you know, one of the best people to ever work with.
I knew he was the most experienced one and the perfect fit to help a wonder kid step up or an underdog perform well.
So in my teams, I think I always been like the underdog player of my team. Like in Bunker or Rock, I just got picked up by the last player. Like they had like already Mommy Jordan, Rafa, and Darkum that I was picked up like the last one. We still managed to qualify to World Finals, but sadly in the last Monday final I got kicked out. So I couldn't attend to my first World Finals that I qualified for myself because I just got kicked and no idea why, no idea the reason. Same in Team Queso. Team Queso was like the underdog again, like people were saying I was the worst one, but it just didn't work out at all.
I honestly always thought that Boss was the best player in every team he played in. Maybe just not in the perfect environment or in the perfect team or with the perfect teammates. And that's why he didn't shift that much. He was another one that needed to be believed in because every time, every roster building, every year, he was always left alone, not considered by the big names around the esports scene. So he has something in common with Lukii.
One word I would use for Boss is for sure anchor. Like he's just always there, he always performs good, he never plays bad. And without him, I am sure Lukii and me would nowhere be able to perform as we can.
If I had to describe my playstyle, I would say I'm a flexible player because I can play everything. I can be AGL if it's needed, I can do goals if I can help on draft. But I still need to improve on shot calling inside the game, like just making more calls while playing because sometimes I'm just really focused on my gameplay. So I'm trying to improve as much as I can on shot calling inside the game.
Thank you for opening the door.
Lukii. I'm gonna f him, bro.
Boss and Lukii probably have a better relationship in the team, where they just like always banter around, always like brawl around, like during boot camps, always like tease each other all the time.
I have no idea why Lukii just looking the NPC of Sims. Like, what is that supposed to do, bro? That doesn't make sense. He just going and stopping.
You remember World Finals where we need to walk in a straight line and then like turn around?
Yeah, bro, like...
I don't know what type of relationship that is, but that's a special one for sure. We are actually one of the teams who argues the most for mistakes.
Mid-scrims we argue a lot, but we have a good relationship and we're good friends, so we know everyone does mistakes.
Sometimes it gets a bit heated, not gonna lie, but that's the fun of it, that's the joy of my teammates.
But when it comes down to win tournaments, we are all locked in, we don't complain or anything else, so that's just how we're that strong.
If a mistake happens, it happened, we will just like say, go next game, like it's fine, happened, like you cannot change the fact mid-game. There's no point arguing about it mid-game. Sometimes we still do it, which is not a good thing. There's one example for that as well, of mistakes where Lukii's finger sleeves didn't work during the first set of a grand finals in the Valencia LAN.
In Valencia, a lot of people just been asking about what did I just scream to his ear and the stuff.
Boss kept giving him a call out and Lukii didn't acknowledge, and then they both got mad at each other. There's actually a clip as well where like Boss pushed the chair to her bag and went to Lukii, which is super funny.
He just keep complaining about all the time, I cannot move, I cannot move, I cannot move. And I said, bro, we're just gonna bring you a new finger sleeve later, like just play with without finger sleeve now. And he said, oh yeah, true. And yeah. So what are you even doing? Like we're playing a competitive match, LAN event, like with everyone with crowd looking at you, and like he was just not trying to fix anything, he just complaining. But even though like he's like that, I just want to team up with him. It's so good as a player, as a teammate, as a person too. Like he always been there, and I really wanted to team up with him, and it just always wanted to be like him, and just to be with him, and yeah, just keep playing together for long years.
Surely fall here. Yoshi misses the cocoon, and that is it. Hmble are your August monthly final champions. It took the...
We just won the monthly final of the last monthly final of the year. I promised my fans that I'll get one monthly final this year. I kind of like was close, but we managed to get one this year. which definitely was my goal.
We won! Let's go! Let's go! P0, that's how we do it, bro.
We got second place in EMEA with that. I'm really, really happy about that as well. I do think a first place would have been achievable and better, simply because historically, like the #1 seed of EMEA has won the last 2 World Finals. So it's like, would have been nice to have like that superstition in my background as well to help to boost my confidence for Worlds.
I think the second place in EMEA is a really good thing because we have the best teams in the world. We are the strongest region by far.
We have been performing great throughout the year. We have won World Cup as well. I think we can be more than proud of us for this season. We're in a good spot. I think as long as we perform well on match day, we're going to be performing well overall. My aim is for sure top 2, as always. Maybe we can get the #1 and be like absolutely insane team, the best team in World Esports history. But we need to still work a lot. There's still a lot of areas where I want to improve personally, but also as a team. I hope you enjoyed this interview, everyone. I hope you enjoyed some insights from all of us.
Thank you for everyone, for being watching here, for supporting, for every support you give to Hmble, to my teammates, to me. Just really grateful for everything you guys doing.
It was a great year and see you guys at Worlds.